So you would think that now, 13 months on from the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, rest in peace, the 14-year-old girl who was found deceased in the trunk of singer David's Tesla, you would think that 13 months on from the murder, you know, we're now a month and change on from David actually getting arrested. He was out here for 7 to 8 months just running wild. You would think that all of the self-snitching and self-incriminating that David had done during, you know, the whole time since the murder happened and since we found the body, and then, you know, he was just still out here for 7 months. You'd think we'd have found everything for him snitching on himself, for him telling on himself, all the things that linked him to this minor that was found dead in his car that he was clearly in a relationship with, allegedly. All right. We're still finding stuff. We're still finding self-incriminating stuff that links David to Celeste. It paints a picture of him being a PDF file. All right. That's what we got to say here on YouTube. And just being a despicable, disgusting human being that clearly, in my opinion, did this murder. Seems like it to me. So in this video, I'm going to dig back into some archives of David's self-snitching. We're going to revisit some of the most blatant self-snitching that he did. We're going to we're going to discover some of the new things that haven't really been discussed very much. And as you're going to see, as we already know, he's cooked. But we're going to see, I'm going to give you the whole recipe for the cooking in this video, okay? I'm going to give you all the recipes, the serving, just how many cups of self-snitching, self-incrimination, hubris you're going to need to bake yourself a David is guilty pie, all right? He's cooked. So this is what's going down. So the first thing I want to show you that's really interesting, okay? And I saw this going around a little while ago, and it definitely made me just feel a little bit uncomfortable, okay? This Reddit user, ThesePlenty8925, he's done some pretty amazing investigative work on the case, and he's managed to get this, like, original unheard recording, like a voice clip of Celeste, and as you see here, it's chilling, okay? That's how it's described. So he said a source, he or she, they said, a source recently sent me a previously unheard voice clip of Celeste Rivas Hernandez that appears to be the original recording that was later sampled in David's song You Left Me First. Hearing the unedited version completely changes the context of the audio. Hearing her actual voice completely unedited is honestly devastating. Up until now, most people have only known Celeste through screenshots, rumors, edited clips, or headlines. This makes her feel heartbreakingly real in a way the public hasn't really been allowed to experience before. In the clip, Celeste says, "I know that you probably don't want to talk to me right now." Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just we'll listen to it. All right, we'll listen to it, then we'll keep going with the write-up.
I know that you probably don't want to talk to me right now, and I respect that. I really do, but I really need to hear your voice right now. Like, I just need to know that you're okay. I need to know that we're okay. I sound so stupid right now, but like, I've been so selfish, and I can't stop thinking about you and what I did and how it's affecting like everything. I just want to say I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I sound so stupid right now.
So this snippet eventually found its way into one of David's albums. Very self-incriminating. But I agree, hearing that is just so dark. This is a minor that he was allegedly in a relationship with. And he's playing all these mind games, power games, manipulation games, guilt-tripping her. And he's really got her in emotional turmoil. He's really got her stressed out. She's talking about, I'm so sorry about the things I did. Look, maybe she did something. Maybe she betrayed him in some way. Maybe she cheated on him. Maybe she did something he didn't like. It happens. But this is a minor. This is a minor. This isn't someone you can expect to have a high level of emotional intelligence. This isn't somebody, they ain't been around the block long enough to know how to do you right, to not make mistakes in a relationship. You shouldn't even be in a relationship with this minor. It's disgusting. So he said, what makes this even more disturbing is that a portion of this exact recording was later used in David's song You Left Me First. Specifically the ending where she says, "I sound so stupid right now, but I have been so selfish. I can't stop thinking about you and what I did and how it's affecting everything and I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I really am sorry." David uploaded You Left Me First to YouTube on April 25th, just 2 days after prosecutors allege he stabbed Celeste to death. Knowing that timeline and hearing this recording in its original context is chilling. He is a moron. Could you imagine, I'm sorry, I'm never going to be in this situation because I'm not twisted. I have a very strong moral compass. I would never do anything like this, okay? But the fact that he would be dumb enough, if I just somehow could put myself in his shoes for a second, which is horrible. His shoes are tiny, all right? I'm a size 10. Ain't no way I'm fitting in David's shoes. But anyway, if I could place myself in his tiny man's shoes for a minute, surely if you kill the girl that's on a snippet on the album, you quickly, hey, you know what? We taking that snippet off the album. You quit. Hey, we taking that snippet. Hey, we ain't dropping that one. All right. That one, the person on that. Hey, let's not just, hey, Trim that one off the album. He went ahead 2 days later, uploading You Left Me First to YouTube, right? And I believe it was the April 21st, so the whole album was dropped that day, 2 days after the alleged murder. How on earth are you leaving this in the album? This is connecting you. You want to talk about the red string theory? Or the string, whatever dumb shit they was calling the invisible string theory. We got an invisible string between you and a victim. We got an invisible string between you and a dead body. It's on your album. You shipped it. What is wrong with you? Maybe it was too late. But anyway, says what really stands out to me, though, is how intentional David always seemed to be, with dates, uploads, symbolism, and references tied to Celeste. He frequently uploaded things on dates connected to her, especially around her birthday, and because of that pattern, this doesn't feel accidental at all. This clip also appears to fully confirm that Celeste's real voice was used in his music. That opens up a lot more questions. Did Celeste or her family ever consent to her voice being used in this way? Would her family potentially be entitled to royalties? Was Celeste effectively being used as unpaid labor and content while she was only 14? How did a label approve of the use of this recording? Who knew this audio existed? Was Josh Marshall or Robert Morgan Ross Jr. involved in approving or handling any of this? More than anything, hearing her voice like this is just deeply sad. She sounds like a real kid trying to apologize to someone she cared about. Knowing what prosecutors allege happened afterwards makes the entire thing incredibly hard to listen to. Yes, David wasn't a DIY recording music in his closet at this point in his life. In 2025, in April of 2025, when the alleged murder happened, he was signed to one of the biggest labels in the world, right? Interscope's one of the biggest, most successful labels, responsible for the likes of Eminem, 50 Cent. You are bugging up the wrong tree, right? Thinking that somebody had to have signed off, all right? He's talking about, I can't tell you who is on the song because of copyright. That's cap. But ain't no record multi-billion dollar corporation, ain't no Interscope Records putting out nothing. They're saying, who the fuck is this voice on the song? I'm thinking maybe there was a release form signed. Especially when it's a minor. Are you joking? David's Celeste's family definitely are entitled to some money and some royalties from this. And he's just an absolute dummy for putting that out, honestly. People are saying this made my stomach turn. This poor angel, she was a baby taken from the world too soon. I need the worst to happen to him and for those who knew and stood by and did nothing to help her. So heartbreaking. She really loved that monster. He's a sociopath. She sounds like she's crying. It's so sad. It makes me so angry that he would use her voice and twist it for a totally different message. Also, this was a private call and he exposed it to the world. That's another way he was invasive. You know what's so sad? Celeste was dead before she even found out that she was included on this album. There was no conversation. Do you want to be on it? There was no reaction. Oh, I wonder what she thought of being on the album. She was dead before the album even dropped. It's fucked up, man. Anyway. I never knew he posted the song with her voice so close to when he allegedly killed her. That's wild. Knowing what we know now, it makes me sick. So You Left Me first samples her voice and he uploads it. Never Needed You 2 days after stabbing her. Does that song have her voice too? What's the context of I Never Needed You? That's some different shit. People saying he definitely manipulated this poor child. Mind you, the way she's talking, she was probably like 13 when this was recorded. Wow. There's way too much pain in her voice, especially for being so young. It's fucked up. All right. It's actually messed up. How did they allow this without checking whose voice he used? I think they checked. I think some people knew. All right. I'm thinking maybe Josh or Robert knew. I'm thinking maybe Lane Cooperstein knew. I'm thinking maybe a bunch of people at the label knew. Let's hear from them. Like, none of these people are answering questions. Hey, Robert. How did you let your artist release this? Right. You ain't managing. Right, a multi-million-dollar billion stream recording artist, okay, without even just listening to the album. Who's that on the skit? That definitely happened. So, interestingly enough, there's more, right? There's a few more songs and lyrics and little, leaked tracks from David's catalog. This is like an archive track that he put out on SoundCloud. He said it took him 25 minutes to make. But people are looking at his old lyrics, even from before Celeste died, and saying, this is sus. All right, are you talking about the relationship? So this is I Never Needed You .wav. It came out on November the 3rd, 2024. He said, 7 days a week, you didn't call. Wonder if you're loving me at all. I never needed you. Every morning waking up alone, wondering if I was in the wrong. But I never needed you. But damn, I miss you right now. So like, shit, damn, I miss you right now. The moment that you let go of my hand, it wasn't all according to the plan. I know you see it too. I never needed you. I really didn't. I wanted to walk away. 7 digits. I do got a lot on my plate. I will admit it. I really did love you at one point. Now I feel like you got me at gunpoint. Every single penny I paid you and times I forgave you and every single promise I made you, I kept it. I don't want to start with you. I promise you, don't want to mess around with you. Because damn, I miss you right now. Stop playing with me. Damn, I miss you right now. I miss you, but you're bad for me. You never get that feeling that you had for me. I know that you ain't never getting over me. All you can do is pick somebody over me. I can't believe you really cold-shouldered me. You really got to pay me what you owe to me. He just says that over and over again. And then in an outro, he says, y'all dude something owe to me. If it's a lie, then it's a lie. Blank can't pay me what you owe to me. And Bay, you're beautiful from your head top to your waistline, but you're getting old to me. Your old news, just bad news, so I can't keep letting you control me. I can't keep going. I can't keep going. I can't keep a hold of me. You said you'd love me till the day you die, but baby girl, you was already dead to me. You're the one calling my phone. You been dead. You been dead. You been dead. All right. This is something that kind of came up down the line. Okay. And bear in mind, this is before she died, but I'm pretty sure this snippet has been kind of dragged up, right? So it says it's speculated that the female vocals in this song are from Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old girl who David allegedly groomed for years, beginning in January 2022, and then murdered on April 23rd, 2025. David was arrested and charged for these horrific crimes in April 2026. Prosecutors have alleged that in November 2024, the same month this song was released, David and Celeste broke up, which tracks with the relationship turmoil depicted in this song and the supposed voicemail from Celeste. The cadence and inflection are inconsistent between this voice and Celeste's voice, but the tone are consistent, but the tone is different, seemingly due to the pitch being changed. When the pitch is corrected, the tone sounds similar as well. Celeste's voice is also believed to be sampled in other David songs, including Invisible String Theory, You Left Me First, Where'd It Go Wrong, and the unreleased song Celeste. So I believe actually, like, this is her talking, babe, basically being like, I can't keep going. You said you'd love me to die. I'm pretty sure what happens in this is it's like he starts singing over her talking. Where she says, you're the one calling my phone, and then he's like, you've been dead, you've been dead, you've been dead. Your number isn't blocked, but you keep buying phones and calling me and texting me. Ironic, right? So that's Celeste talking, and then he talks over her. You've been dead, you've been dead, you've been dead. Like, please go away. That's her. So it's like she's saying, look, you keep calling me, you're buying phones and calling me. Now that's basically confirmation of what we heard in the paperwork, that he was paying money to her classmates in middle school and giving them $1,000 to go and give her a phone. That's stamped now. Now you got David putting Celeste in a snippet on the song, admitting that. Your number isn't blocked. You keep buying phones and calling me and texting me. Buying her phones. You keep buying phones. That's not a normal thing to say. Oh, you keep changing your number and texting me. Oh, you keep texting me from a different phone. What do you mean you keep buying phones? You keep buying phones and buying phones. So this is proof. You keep buying phones of what David was doing. More self-snitching, more self-incrimination. Like, you've been dead, you've been dead, you've been dead. Like, please go away. And then he just keeps singing over her. You've been dead, you've been dead, you've been dead. If you had no interest in me, then why are you calling me? You've been dead, you've been dead, you've been dead. Why are you calling me? Why are you calling me and saying sorry this? And then you want to go and change the narrative, say something completely different. You got to figure out what you got going on, figure that out. That's Celeste. And he's talking about you've been dead. It's screwed, honestly. It's actually screwed up. So this basically is another sort of very self-incriminating issue. People on Reddit have basically been saying that the lyrics from the song Never Needed You, .wav, which is this one, they're basically saying that will help prove financial gain and special circumstances, right? There's people saying, I feel like these lyrics to Never Needed You will for sure be entered as evidence. This song was released around when prosecutors say that they broke up, and basically that he has money to protect and that the other person has something that could screw that up. The moment that you let go of my hand, it wasn't all according to the plan. I know you see it too. I never needed you. I really didn't. I wanted to walk away. 7 digits. I do got a lot on my plate. I will admit it. I really did love you at one point. Now I feel like you got me at gunpoint. Then the end of the song uses a Celeste-like voice, I think it's her, but we don't know for sure, about him harassing her by buying new phones to contact her when she blocked him. The been dead refrain is repeated between her voice. It's just haunting, okay? It's a really interesting one. People say not Celeste-like. I think that was the baby's voice, man. So you're taking the financial gain special circumstance out of context. The prosecution alleges she made a threat on April 22nd, the night before she was murdered. Everything I've found indicates the song was released November 2024, several months before she made the threat. But that's when they broke up. And that might not have been one threat. She might have been hinting, hey, I'm going to fuck your shit up. Hey, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to ruin your life. How? And then she says on April 22nd, I'm going to tell everyone you're a PDF. Like, so it says the facts don't really support this. I believe they do, honestly. And I think that the fact that he's talking about buying phones, or she's talking about buying phones, I think it's very incriminating. Okay. So this says, you know, songs that are inadmissible often. You've basically got the probative value of such expression for its literal truth or truthful narrative is minimal unless the expression is created in time to the charged crime or crimes, bears a sufficient level of similarity to the charged crimes, including factual details not otherwise publicly available. The buying phones, I think, counts. Saying you've been dead when she's actually still alive, yeah, I don't think that really counts. But anyway, is there any new... Hang on. This page is all janky. Here we go. Got my Reddit skills popping right now. Okay. So, people saying music in California can't be used in evidence. I think it can. It just has to be very, very relevant. It's hard to allow lyrics in a courtroom. I don't think it'll change anything, even though it's messed up and shows a clear pic of who he was. Because at the end of the day, he still had those thoughts in mind to even create those sick ideas in the first place. I think they will use lyrics in the trial, honestly. But anyway, there's other David lyrics that are kind of being dragged up that I haven't dug into deeply. This song called Rendezvous, Heart in Your Mouth, aka Rendezvous. All right, never seen Genius.com do that little scroll. That's interesting. Produced by Phineas, interestingly enough. That's Billie Eilish's brother, right? Or cousin or some shit. Anyway, all right, he might want to take his name off this. But people are going back to the lyrics on this track. And again, this was a leaked track. Wait a hot minute. No flipping way. The song was leaked on September the 17th, 2025. Isn't that just before they identified the body? Wow. This was part of a Lil Nas X collab with David. There was no known part in this version with Lil Nas X. The file name is David Lil Nas X Rendezvous Phineas, which leads me to think Lil Nas X had a part. So it sounds like Phineas made a track and David was supposed to hop on here and Lil Nas X was supposed to hop on it. But people are saying he was snitching on himself, okay? And this was leaked after the body was found, and I think just before the body was identified. So he said, I see stars when I'm with you. Oh, whoa. So when you're not around, life gets critical. So baby, don't you push me away because I need a time or a place, a little bit of time to explain this type of feeling that you can't escape. Happy because I don't need you telling me anything. Already I know there's other ways to make me fall out of love, but letting go isn't anything different than trying to wash your lipstick off my clothes. Yeah, ooh, ooh, ooh. I never wanted to miss you, but I did. I never thought I should kiss you, but I did. I never wanted to live it how we lived. I thought you said that you didn't want no kids, and then you lied to my face and say it is what it is, but it ain't. I told you, baby, no, it ain't. He said, you got $2 in the bank. What you gonna tell your mama when you wish she blanked? Every time she outside with her friend, she want to drink, but she under 21. I don't know who she thinks she is. She way more than under 21. David, all right? She's dead, and you're on here moaning about, oh, she's always drinking when she's out with her friends, but she's under 21. It's actually sick. Said, happy because I don't need you to tell me anything I already know. There's other ways to make me fall out of love, but letting go isn't anything different than trying to wash your lipstick off my clothes, and the refrain comes. Said, happy, I was under the impression all I did was let you down. Said that I was unprofessional, but look at me now. While you're drinking, overdosing all those pills you were talking about, did that help you out? Don't tell me they're going to try and use this as part of the overdose narrative. That would be flipping insane. Okay, what? I hope that they're not going to try and use that and this isn't him seeding the overdose narrative. That's the first time I've seen David ever mention overdosing or anything to do with that. That's actually nuts. Okay. And he said, I swear to you, I don't need you now. Throwing up all over the couch. How does it feel to have your heart in your mouth? That's screwed up. To have your body below solid ground? I swear to you, I don't need you now. Throwing up all over the couch. How does it feel to have your heart and mouth, to have your body below solid ground? That's screwed up. That is so screwed up. What is wrong with this guy? So there's another song that's kind of another leak that people have been digging up and saying this one's got some incriminating lyrics in it too. So this is the track, The Tree. Apparently this was recorded during the sessions for his EP, Petals to Thorns. And this song was later also leaked in a mass leak flood also on September 17th, 2025, after the body was retrieved from the Tesla. This isn't a great look. So he said, okay, Maui, there's a tree in the middle of my house. It's growing, growing, and growing. Bro, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I can't actually really believe what I'm seeing. Like, I keep seeing stuff. I'm just like, I can't believe this fucking idiot said this. So it's growing. There's a tree in the middle of my house. It's growing and growing. I don't have time to figure out why my body is filling up with poison. I don't have time to figure out what. You don't have time to figure out where to bury the body, how to get rid of the body, how to sort this situation out. Whoa. Oh, this is so screwed up. It's actually is giving me chills, bro. It's upsetting. Laying on the ground, eyes rolling back. Time in my hands, I still can't go back. That to me makes me think of him standing and watching while she bled out. Looking at the hourglass, I'll turn it upside down. That to me is like he's looking at her and he's like metaphorically setting a timer, waiting for her to be dead. She's still alive. He'll turn the hourglass upside down. He's waiting for her to be dead. What? Oh, bro, I can't actually believe it because I'm just reading ahead one line and I'm just like, this guy's a fucking just disgustingly self-snitching on himself. Hug me into your flesh. The blood pool is where I'll drown. Hold me, don't let me go. Please keep me safe and sound. Captivated by the silence, the tree told me to stay quiet. I think this is him. Honestly, I think this is him just explaining what happened. I think he stabbed her. She was laying on the ground, eyes rolling back. He was waiting for her to die. He was waiting for the timer. He's like, bro, when's she going to actually be dead? I think she's hugging him, holding on to him. She don't want to let him go. He said, the blood pool is where I'll drown. Hold me, don't let me go. Keep me safe and sound. I think he was there. Honestly, I think he's describing what happened. I don't really like my voice. I want to scream and shout. Take me above the clouds. Throw me off the house. The tree of falling down. The feeling of falling down. Sorry, the feeling of falling down. The feeling of falling down is what I live for. So dream about timber. We're on the ground. When the tree falls, who hears the sound? It's fucked. I think he's talking about her being dead. I think he's saying as a metaphor, when the tree falls, you know the old thing people say, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, who hears the sound? I think he's being like, no one was around to hear her scream. No one's around to find out that I murdered her. Like, no one's even going to know she's gone. He dreams about timber. We're on the ground. When the tree falls, who hears the sound? Oh, no one heard her. Like, he said, it's deadly when no one's around. What? When you're just in your house, we're lying in wait and Ubering this girl to your crib and murdering her and no one else is around to see it. So I don't want to be on this earth no more. The tree told me my life was torn up. Said it's been like this since I was born, hiding behind the curtains. Oh, what does it say? Said. Losing me, losing me, losing me. I'm losing sleep comfortably on repeat, uncontrollably bleeding through my sleeves. Who's cutting me? It's got to be the tree. I think this is him talking about losing sleep. He's literally losing sleep because he's got this murder on his mind, his conscience, uncontrollably bleeding through my sleeves. I think that's him thinking of all the blood on his clothes after he did this crime. And he says, what's cutting me? This situation playing in his head is cutting him deep. He's thinking about it. It's fucking him up. He said, there's a tree in the middle of my house. It's growing and growing and growing. There's no time to figure out why my body is filling up with poison. I can't believe he was this brazen. So some people have even suggested that they're actually song lyrics that they believe have been written in the point of view of Celeste herself. So this is song lyrics in the point of view of Celeste. Can you feel the weight on you? I'm running away from... Wow. Oh, bro, my heart is just can't take this anymore, bro. I'm actually just so upset. So they're saying that this is actually David potentially singing from the perspective of Celeste. Can you feel the weight on you? I'm running away from you. I'm hiding my face from you like I needed some space from you because I couldn't wait from you. How much can you take from me? You said you'd catch my tears with one hand. Would you? Would you let me cry on you? Would you let me cry? I'm bleeding out on my blood-stained your clothes. Would you? Would you let me die on you? Would you let me? I'm still waiting for the day when I became your favorite. I become your favorite, but I can see it on your face. You're in love with my replacement. Fuck, man. What, like your replacement? What, like the other Celeste? You had another Celeste. You had a replacement Celeste. My baby, I can find no peace in this emptiness. Can you tell me the difference between loving you and a heart attack? Fucking hell. And it makes me feel like a maniac. I can travel all night to you no matter the distance. What, like an hour and 40-minute Uber drive from Lake Elsinore? Remember those days cooking up in the kitchen? What, like when you did a live stream on Twitch, a cooking live stream? That Twitch, delete everything with Celeste. That was a cooking live stream. This guy is a fucking idiot. You've been on my mind every second and every minute. I just want to tell you I miss you. Bro, remember those days cooking up in the kitchen? I know that could apply to anything, but like he is on a live stream doing a cooking stream with the miner that he murdered, bro. What are we doing? Oh, I just creeped out by this, bro. It's actually just wrong. Oh, I can't take it. So the post says, I've been sucked into this rabbit hole of this entire situation since September, to the point that Celeste's family and friends now show up on my Facebook, people I might know. That's crazy. I was scrolling through David's reposts on TikTok for the millionth time just a minute ago, and I went to his Huz account, where the really creepy video of the storage building and Asia wearing the exact same style of clothes as Celeste was found in is. The audio of a newer song he made, captured new exclusive song for the Sad Who's Huz, hope you like, but it was removed. These are the lyrics. In my opinion, it truly feels as if he took things that Celeste had said to him and the murder quite literally turned it into a song from her perspective in an effort to mock her by getting attention off of it. He was thriving off the fact he hadn't been caught yet. I'm running away from you. I needed some space because I couldn't wait on you. Equals Celeste was fed up with the treatment she was given. There's recordings of her crying when and asking him why he keeps calling her, coming back, and to leave her alone. In this album, he says, I'm bleeding out, my blood stained your clothes. Would you let me die on you? They're saying 100% no doubt he was picturing that night. Still waiting for the day I become your favorite means that she was begging him for more than he was giving her. Said, you're in love with my replacement. And we know he had Asia and the older Celeste around quite a bit. I'm sure that Celeste was insecure about that and worried that he would feel things for them. We also know he pursued other minors and she knew about him going after other girls. I can travel all night to you no matter the distance. And she did, always, sometimes in an Uber. Remember those days cooking up in the kitchen? It's been said there were a few occasions of them being on stream together in the kitchen, cooking and hanging out, specifically the viral clip where she says that one line about R-wording kids. You've been on my mind every second, every minute. I just want to tell you that I miss you. Brings me back to the old clip of her talking to him on the phone that's used in the album. She cries about being sorry, missing him, missing how he holds her hand, tells him that she loves him twice to no response, and tells him to never leave her, all while he laughs and mocks her. I'm so disturbed and sickened by this entire thing. That little girl deserved the world and just wanted to be loved. I'm not sure why I feel so connected to her. Maybe because I understand her mindset in a way, but fuck, I've been so bothered by this. I can't wait for her to get the justice she deserves. Rest in peace, love and power and justice, sweet Celeste. Everyone around you failed you, and I'm so sorry. That is really haunting. So I've been thinking about this. Check out the lyrics to his unreleased song 11 PM. You should find it on Genius. The majority of it sounds like he could have been writing in Celeste's point of view, specifically on the night that he murdered her. And the song being called 11 PM adds to that possibility. And yeah, that's crazy. Have I got that one? Let me check. So this is the song 11 PM. I hadn't seen this one either before. This was made, I guess, allegedly early. This says January the 14th, 2022. So this probably doesn't line up as far as like this I mean, it doesn't seem to line up the this was about her, or this apparently was recorded way before. So it was tracked by David. He sings a more happy uptone, somewhat nostalgic production. David mentions it's 11 PM. He asks the girl to let him in, presumably saying he wants to fix the problems in their relationship. The song was originally released to non-streaming platforms like YouTube and SoundCloud in 2025. He confirmed on Twitter he'd be dropping the song on the deluxe version of Withered, along with a couple of other songs. He said he was going to re-record the song with newer vocals and later posted a snippet of it on Twitter. So I don't know if this for sure was... I bet he's removed it. This says it was recorded on January the 14th, 2022. Now, I'm not sure I've seen proof of that. But anyway, I'm just going to read this to you because people are saying it could be feeling like something from Celeste's perspective. It says it's 11 PM, open the door and let me in. We got problems I know we can fix tonight. Look, I know that this was allegedly recorded before the murder, but like if you believed that this was recorded after the murder, that would be pretty bad, right? She arrived at the property at like 10:10. Problems I know we can fix. What problems? Like her exposing you. But anyway, it's been a long day, I know, but it's fine. I know I always show up at the wrong time. It's 11 PM in your mind. It's 11 PM, close your eyes. It's 11 PM, open the door and let me in. We got problems we can fix tonight. Please don't act like I owe you because I've been missing the old you. You do the same thing they all do. I know I cannot control you, but we all make mistakes. I won't hold it against you. This is real love, or do you only pretend to? You think you can play me just like all your friends do? I won't let you. 11 PM and you're not mine. It's 11 PM. Goodbye. So there's some more lyrics that have been going around that kind of, a lot of people think some of these lyrics have been put in Celeste's perspective. This is another alarming lyric that people have kind of been bringing back to light. It says, especially now we have more information on Celeste and the estimated time of the murder, I want to bring this lyric back to your attention. So the song, I believe, is called Dead to Me, Dead Woman. It's unreleased, but it's of course been leaked. I believe he made the song around the time or after he killed her, and the lyrics strongly support the theory. To me, the song sounds like it was made around the time that he killed her and put her body somewhere. According to LAPD, he killed her on approximately April 23rd to 24th, 2025, and dismembered her on May 5th, 2025. That's a 2-week period of her decomposing. And the song he mentions, I'm laying my hands on your body again. It's making me nauseous. What the hell? You can't make amends with a dead woman, but I'll dance with your coffin. And he took a coffin to the show. Fuck's sake. He had a coffin at his shows after she'd been murdered. I'll dance with your coffin. He was on stage dancing with the coffin at the shows. What the hell? For real? Like, really, 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 really. Let me see. I need to see a picture of this casket on the stage and him dancing next to it, because that's just going to be ridiculous. So this was the coffin at the show. David was having funerals at his concerts while on tour. Not trying to hear his music. He was dancing next to the coffin on stage, bro. This is insanity. I'm baffled as to how this was allowed. And he really singing about that. He really just letting that all go for the whole world to see. Casket wreath, notepad, and pencils. Bro, what's wrong with this guy? I'll dance with your coffin. He's most definitely describing having to go back to where he's placed her and having to handle her decomposed body to then dismember her. He's nauseous due to the odor and the literal dismemberment. David needs to effing rot. Yes, I know this song has been mentioned, but a lot of things tend to be mentioned here and then forgotten. I tend to remember very specific things once new information is given that perfectly aligns with songs he's created. I hope they beat his ass in jail. I hope so too. Let's see the lyrics. I'm laying hands on your body again. It's making me nauseous. Oh, 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 oh. You can't make amends with a dead woman, but I'll dance with your coffin. We turn our pain into medicine, forget that she's gone, and that she's not around to see me cry. I thought that you had the Holy Ghost the moment they killed you, but it's still true that you don't know what happens when lost souls go missing in hell. Sold her the promises you made in the empty man you created yourself. Ha, ha, ha. You're dead, but I can't get over you. Heart starts to race, too hard to move. It's just the way we fell in love. Toxic, but I can't get enough. Heartbreak and cigarettes smell the room. Set myself a body inside a tomb. 2 bottles of liquor getting poured for you. You're dead to me, but I'm dying too. I've been thinking about being wasted and drowned. Bro, it's just insane. It is insane that he put all this out. The moment they killed you is very interesting. He's so invested in sprinkling these breadcrumbs in the music, but is still self-policing his lyrics in a way that would give him plausible deniability if he was ever caught. I don't think that's going to work out for him, though. Literally, who is they? Is he suggesting someone else, or is he suggesting himself and Itami? I don't think anyone talks about him having taking coffins to concerts enough. People said exactly. People mentioned it when the case broke, but then went completely silent about it. As we see, and as I've been trying to show people, is the fact that all of these things are indeed relevant and always have been, especially his music. I've taken the time to listen to what I found, and they constantly lead me to something relevant. I'm not a fan of this dickhead, but I listen to all of his music for my own investigation reasons. There's a lot of songs that people have yet to even mention on here, but there's so many more that are just unreleased. Almost 200 songs, some not relevant, but a lot of them just give insight into his psyche. Crazy. Okay. All of his music should be pulled off platforms. He's singing about a child he abused and killed. Such a disgusting freak. Clearly was never an interesting person and needed to fake his deep persona to appeal to anybody. Horrible lyricist as well. I don't disagree. Right? So yeah, it's disturbing. Okay, so there's also interviews. This tape notes interview that David had is being looked at very differently now. Okay, so they're saying that this is the tape notes interview, and I believe this was the one that was recorded, and this might have been the one that was right after the murder. It doesn't have a date on it here, but this is, I guess.
Hello, I just want to let you know that we're running a quick.
My mom about it, and she was like, "How about you just make your own music?" And I was like, "You know what? Say less." So I looked up how to make music on.
So we've got kind of like a whole transcript of it here, so it's quite easy to find stuff. But essentially, let's hear what other people have been saying about it. It says it's been pulled from most places, including YouTube, but this is a great insight into his mindset and his plans for music, and I see this as a major self-snitching interview. David, a main motif of the album is the invisible string theory, the Korean ideology of invisible string theory. I have this alter ego called Itami, which means pain in Japanese, where everybody is connected from this invisible life force that connects you to either your soulmate or friends, or you meet people that you encounter in your life. And I flip that for this story, as in everybody is connected to Itami, my alter ego, who was like the agent of chaos in my entire aesthetic. You see him in various music videos, he'll pop up, and he's basically like the evil version of me. And he's kind of garnered this cult that followed after him. And in one more dance music video, you followed a relationship of the 2 cult members, and they're going around with me in the trunk to bury me after I died, and they're just wreaking havoc on the city. That's fucking crazy. He even said that. They even copped to that. Invisible string theory is a Chinese mythology idea recently popularized in pop culture where people are connected and destined to meet and connected akin to soulmates, normally used in a romantic context, but David has flipped it and tied it to Itami, his evil alter ego connected to chaos and violence. So this means David had a soulmate, but someone he was destined to harm them. So John Kennedy says, what else should we look out for? Or what else should we look at from You Left Me First? David said, oh yeah, the added voicemail. So there's an extra layer that I added throughout the album where you can hear that little voice bites and things like that. I cannot disclose who the voice is because of copyright. But just, sound bites and things to add an extra layer of authenticity and storytelling to the project. And there's an interlude as well. Authenticity, what? Like, this is authentically the person you killed, idiot. He confirms it is indeed a voicemail rather than something recorded in a studio, but he says he can't reveal the person behind the voice, citing copyright law. Doesn't make any sense. He said, so weird. I don't think that's the correct use of the term copyright. I don't think copyright has anything to do with disclosing whose voice it is. He probably didn't want to say it due to an NDA because that implies... he probably didn't want to say it was due to an NDA because that implies something more suspicious. He could have just said it private too. While reading this, I remember an anime where the character ate the fingers of the person they killed to absorb their power. Yeah, I'd look. I could believe that that's what happened, but also I'm not really sure if... Like, I don't even want to know at this point. So another thing that's come up, and I have talked about this previously, but this has kind of resurfaced. So David had a scrapbook or like a notebook that he basically released with his album Withered, and the final track, Afterlife, which is the track that he broke down crying on stage, and to me is the track where he's copping to the murder. His write-up of Afterlife, all right, that was accompanied by the album. This is sort of resurfaced. So I've spoken about this before, but this is a masterclass in self-snitching. And bear in mind, this is covered in rose petals and these look like drops of blood, right? That's intentional. Crazy. He said, here we are at the final curtain of the album, Afterlife. Funny thing about this song is I wrote it before Withered was even a real thing. I wrote it before Withered was even a real thing. I think that's him saying I wrote it before I killed her. That's just my opinion. With the intention of it being an outro for something in the future, I made sure this song stayed around. This beautiful song is essentially my send-off, so to speak. To who? The death of a beautiful rose that lived, experienced, and withered. I view myself through that proverbial lens because life is often like that. You live, you experience, and you wither. But most importantly, you have to cherish those experiences that either stay or go. In this song specifically, I speak on every time I stayed throughout thick and thin in the relationship this album represents. So the whole album represents his relationship with Celeste. Every time she crossed the line, I stayed by her side, even going as far as to let love kill me, and even then still loving her after death. But that's just for the song. Real life isn't as poetic. Sometimes you have to know when to leave. Sometimes you have to notice that things aren't getting better. Sometimes you have to let go of the rose stem that's stabbing you. He stabbed her to death. Stabbing you. Let go of the rose stem that's stabbing you. So now we're learning from other lyrics. It sounded like she was holding on to him. You have to let go of the rose that's stabbing you. He is the rose that's stabbing her. All right? With the thorns that's stabbing you with the so-called thorns of love. No matter how beautiful the petals look to you, it's not worth holding on to the pain disguised as love. David is the pain disguised as love. It's not worth dying for superficial affection. So he's saying it's her own fault. She made a bad decision that wasn't worth it to die for superficial affection to David, who is the rose with the thorns that are stabbing her, and she won't let go of it until she's dead. That's my opinion. It's not worth expediting your own demise to feel something for a moment. That's the message of this album. He's saying to Celeste, it wasn't worth it for her to expedite her own death to feel something for him, to feel like she was going to take him down. That's what I think's going on. It says to learn to separate your fantasies from your reality, to learn to let go, to stop asking the same questions over and over again, to stop repeating a cycle forever, to live, grow, and experience, to love, to mourn, to grieve, to laugh, to cry, to hurt, to deal, to break, to become whole. This guy is twisted, okay? Absolute insanity. And it just gets worse and worse once we've got more details. It says, but that's just for the song, sir. Get the F out, right? He literally was writing that shit and went, wait a minute. I got to add that to cover his ass, all right? So while it's not the greatest writing, it does give one chills knowing what we know now, especially when he's talking about the relationship the album represents. When he says the stem that's stabbing you and talking about beautiful petals, I wonder when he wrote this for the tour, if it was prior to her passing or after. I can't wrap my head around this guy. Either he wanted to get caught or he shot himself in the foot. He just confirmed all the songs are representative of real life events and premeditation. What a sick guy. I fucking hate how this asshole writes. He writes a whole ass pretentious paragraph of him waxing poetic, but in reality it's a load of bullshit that's meant to fulfill his ego. Had he never been a murderous PDF, I would have written this douchebag off as being an asshole just high off his own fumes. F this guy, I agree. So the last piece of self-snitching I'm going to leave you with is these lyrics, okay? They're saying, I bet he wrote this a few days after he did the deed, unless it's an old unreleased song and I'm on to nothing. But he said, I'm a mess. I'm depressed. I'm a fool. I'm oppressed. Until I get a text from the girl I detest. But she loves me, holds me, kissed my neck, and she told me she want me, then left. Bro, if someone else needs to touch your body, then I want you to forget you love me. All right? Well, the coroner, the mortician, the LAPD, they needed to touch the body to get her out the trunk, right? I wonder. Because you don't want me, but you said story. And yes, she stops. She stops to proof. The kind with the darkness says don't move. I try my best to keep cool, but it's hot as hell in this room. I try to ease my mind. Don't waste up time. I don't like weed and I don't like wine. I can't get drunk. I can't get high. Well, I'm out of my mind. Okay, people saying, where's he snitching? Seems irrelevant. Saying he's a shit lyricist. I killed Darnell. Yeah, I shot on woman 9. I shot him 9 times, 9 p.m. on the dime. And by the way, it was November 9th. That is a classic Key and Peele sketch. I think they're saying he's snitching on himself, talking about the girl I detest. He gets a text from the girl I detest, and then, you know, she was allegedly threatening his career, threatening to expose him as a PDF file. Bro, it's just twisted. So look, every day I'm finding new stuff I haven't seen before. I'm still finding stuff. I thought I was running out of stuff for a minute, and then, you know what I'm saying, a few things popped up, a few Reddit posts that passed me by. I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy is a moron. So let me know what you thought of this breakdown, okay? I might have a couple more new bits of info. There was like 3 links that I didn't end up putting in this video. I might put them in a different video, or I might just hold on to them until some more information comes out. But yeah, this just twisted. This guy told on himself every turn, and he's cooked, and it's his own fault. Okay, and it's only right. So I'll keep you guys posted when I hear anything else. I'm about to do a few more videos. I've got 3 more videos for you guys today if I've got time. Feel a little bit like tired and frazzled, but I'm just going to try and get through it. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'll be back with another video later on. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Peace. I'm out.